welcome to Seven Trumpets Prepper. Guys, in this video today, I'm going to be going over some stuff about MREs. With that said, I want you to understand that what I am saying, don't take my word for it. Do your own research, do your own preparedness. This is a great option for a midterm prepping. Okay, there's short-term, midterm, and long-term, and I put MREs in the midterm. Real quickly, there'll be another video coming up right after this that is a giveaway. But you'll see it here on YouTube, but you have to go to the link over on Odysee to that video and like that video and be a subscriber over on Odysee. And if you are, at the end of the month, on the 31st of the 12th month, I'm going to end it, do a random selection on a winner, and on the 1st on the pagan Roman calendar at the 1st of the pagan year. If you want to find out about the Father's true lunar solar scriptural calendar, check it out, worldslastchance.com. Calendar app's free. You can learn something there. But anyway, on the pagan Roman calendar, the first of the year, we will be announcing the winner, and somebody will, you'll just send me your address. The winner will send me their address. I'll have you a case M.R.E shipped to your house. So, with that said, you can check that out to the link to the giveaway video in the video description below. So, let's get started. M.R.Es. Anybody that served military, y'all know all too well about this stuff. But for most people, they don't really know the limitations with M.R.Es, and I'm just going to try to break it down for you. I'll throw the chart up on the screen here, and you can see the long-term to short-term, temperature-wise, and etc. storage of MREs. Now, the thing to understand that's mission-critical is it's just like mining cryptocurrency. The colder it is, the better the results will be, and the longer the storage will be. Now, I'll open up an MRE in a minute so you can kind of get an idea of what MRE is about, but I'll tell you something. I don't like salt. I'm not a big fan of salt. I think that modern salt will harden your arteries too. That's something that people don't really talk about. Matter of fact, if you want to take marjoram oil, it's an actual good cardiovasculator. Help your arteries, especially if you have a history of heart disease in your family. Not medical advice, just saying, look into this stuff for yourself. This is all just information. But see, these mils have been reduced sodium. Now, what you'll see here on the bottom of MRE cases, like these have like 14 or 16 mils a piece in them. I can't keep all this straight. But anyway, various manufacturers, MREs, put various amounts in. Now you see here, it says 2018. Now that was the inspection date, okay? Or I'm sorry, manufacturer, and here's the inspection date, all right? 8 of 21. Now that doesn't mean these are necessarily bad, because that means that in relation to, like, if we were at the store right now, people be like, hey, it's expired, I don't want it. Dude, I ate one of the Penne vegetable crumble spicy pasta was my favorite MRE of all. Okay, there's so many various ones. And what I love about a lot of these guys is they're, for those that try to eat scripturally clean, a lot of them don't really have pork in them anymore. It's very rare. And the problem with that is, though, a lot of stuff has soy in it, and I don't like that because that's like a testosterone killer. I feel like I'm throwing a lot of information out there, but I'm just trying to get it all I can out there to help you guys as far as storing this stuff long term. But the important thing to understand is, so when it was manufactured, and then you have an inspection date. Now, something important to look at is, like, where I used to volunteer with FEMA under the CERT program. And if anybody that's been military, FEMA, things like this, you kind of have a handle on this stuff. But for the average person that is just starting to prep, and you say, MREs, what are we looking at here? Well, you have the 3-year shelf life from the time it's manufactured. That's pretty much the peak time, the pinnacle time to use it. Now, if you inspect it, the inspection date is right here, and depending, MRE manufacturers might stamp this stuff a little bit differently, but within that time segment, you can look at it and be like, well, if it looks all right, then I can pretty much, and I'm kept it in a cool environment, climate-controlled environment, really cold, then you can pretty much squeeze 5 years out of it. But after 5 years, I would throw it away. Like, feed it to your dogs, donate it immediately to the homeless shelter, try to make sure that it gets used before it's wasted. You know, or actually donate a little right before that mark if you're keeping this stuff in rotation. Now, me, I eat this stuff when I want a snack, and, like, the wife's not home, I get the munchies, I'll literally go grab one of these out of the pantry and just eat it. Now, I do things differently, and I'm going to show you a few things different about MREs. Okay. Now this one here I have is a beef ravioli and meat texture sauce, soy protein sauce. And like I said, I'm warning you ahead of time about the solar in these things. But now, depending on some of the manufacturers, you'll have your entree, and it's also wrote on the entree what it is. They usually have crackers or something in here. What is this one? This one's brown sugar. In that one, got apple jelly. Some will have like peanut butter and crackers and cheese spread and crackers. And then you have your heater. Here's some crackers as well. Okay, so that one they're counting as a dessert. And then you have the a little snack, Tootsie Roll, your condiments, and spoon, fork, whatever. But now I'm going to tell you something about these heaters. A lot of people, and I know I'm preaching to the choir for people that served in the military, but a lot of people know how to use these heaters. But now I'm going to tell you guys, I'm just not one of them fan of them heaters. All right, I get a pot of water. I get it hot. I get it boiling. I throw that pack in there, let it set for, I don't know, 2-3 minutes. I rotate it around with a spatula, let it get warm, and I pull it out. I say that to the effect that, you know, when the hard times come and you're already got a boiling pot of water, you're done with everything else you're doing, cooking or whatever, you can literally dump out the stuff into a strainer, dump that water out into a pot, put it back on the thing, use it to cook like M.R.E. on entrees and stuff like that. Because like I said, I just don't care for these. Now, I'm not saying you can't use it, but that's totally your business. Now, the thing to keep in mind with storing M.R.Es, another thing, is rats. All right, now I've learned this over the years that when you buy these, now these will stay in like a pantry I have currently. So this one here is going to get used on job sites for like just work and stuff. So it's no big deal. And plus I'm in the wintertime, so I don't care keeping it in the pantry where I know that it's not really climate controlled because it's cold in it right now. But now these others that's below it, some of these that I just bought, like they'll need to go in long-term cold storage downstairs. And so I prefer to take them out of the case and put them into plastic totes that seal, and then put them away so that the rats cannot eat that and get through the tote and get to the things, because they'll eat through this cardboard. And then they'll gnaw through these packs, and then they'll gnaw at the corners of these little meals and ruin this stuff, okay? And I have seen this stuff go down, how that they'll get into things. So I'm just telling you, like from years and years, like over a decade, fooling with MREs and stuff, like don't go that route. Put them in a actual tote if you're not putting it somewhere that, like, you know, pests and rodents are for sure not going to get to. Now, the last thing I want to say on this is I said at the beginning of the video, they're short, midterm, and long term, right? All right. Well, real quickly, right here, this is an example of like long term, right? 20-year shelf life. Actually, I'm not sure if this one says 30-year shelf life. Yeah, a lot of these are getting way up there. But anyway, 30-year shelf life, right? Long term. This here is something you would consider midterm because you're looking at a 3 to 5 year window. Now, short term, okay, would be like a Campbell's soup, right? You don't want to keep this more than, what does the date say on this one? Let's see, guys, 2022, right? So, you know, 1, 2, maybe 3 years at the max on some of this stuff, like canned meat, you can stretch it and stuff like that. So it's very important that, you know your limitations on things, because like this here is not a bulk of my storage. This is like 25% of my storage. This is 50 to 60% of my storage, and this is just a small 30 percentile, right? Not much, not something that I make a big deal about keeping, but just on the fly, if you needed a quick meal and, you know, hard times are upon you, you're not spending a lot of resources to try to prepare this. All that I'm doing is boiling some water that I'm already going to be doing probably for other things, and then going about my business. Furthermore, I don't know if this is actually in the camera view at the moment, but the Berkey that I've done another video on, you can see as well, linked to it in the video description. The water that you boil and prepare your MREs in, you could actually just pour it back through the top of your Berkey, filter that out, and recycle it. So a lot of options for that too, not being wasteful. So anyways, guys, make sure to check out the link to Odysee for the video giveaway on that. It'll be announced on YouTube, but you actually have to go over to the video link on Odysee. Like, subscribe over there, comment in the video, okay? It's that simple. So as always, till we see you again here at 7 Times Prepper Channel, hope Most High Yah Baruch you and keep you, make his face shine upon you, show you favor, and give you shalom, my friends, in Yahushua name.